It was a super fun season. I might be biased, but I think it was my favorite one. Probably could say that after every year. They just keep getting better and better. But it was awesome. Like, a lot of the relationships built will be lifelong for me, and just there was a lot of key moments this year. Having to battle through some adversity with the team and just growing closer. Having some big accomplishments, like getting back to the Final Four again, winning the ALC. I think our team handled ourselves really well this year through the ups and downs, and I'd say it was a pretty successful year.
I thought that we peaked at the right time this year, and towards the end of the season really learned from a lot of lessons that we had to learn the hard way early on in the season. I think starting the year 2-2 was a position that we had not been in for a very long time, but the guys responded really well to it and finished the year out really, really strong. Obviously coming up short again in the national semifinals was not part of the plan, but still a lot of respect for the guys to get back to that position for the second year in a row, but to be able to do it with a conference championship under our belt and being able to get a big win over Virginia Tech in our conference tournament was a big statement win for our guys. So.
I think our experience from last year and the way our schedule was set up this year really helped us a lot to be ready to kind of make that run in nationals. Obviously, falling short again in that semifinal game was tough. It's a tough setup the way it is. 4 games in 6 days with not a ton of rest is really hard to do. And playing 2 tight games the first 2 days, and then in the semifinals playing against the #1 team, it's a tough setup.
I mean, I feel like there's been a standard set now, and I think it was really important for the young guys like freshmen and sophomore. Like, they don't know anything else besides making it to the Final Four. So now every year, like, it's something we know we can do and something we have done, so there's no excuse not to keep building off that, and if not, go further.
The fact that the ALC tournament has been in Lynchburg the last 4 years was kind of a nice thing for the guys to be able to be a part of, and yeah, I think it really set the table and set the tone for us going into nationals, and kind of gave us the motivation and the momentum to go into that tournament and have as much success as we did in the first 2 rounds.
Being able to just have that special feeling, being a champion of something with all your teammates, all those practices you had all fall and the stuff you do over winter break and all spring leads up to moments like that, so being able to come out on top was a really exhilarating feeling.
I think the team on paper next year is going to be really solid. I mean, if you look at the guys who are losing versus the guys who are returning, there's going to be a really, really solid core of the guys back next year. I know some of the guys are still debating whether or not they're coming back. I'm gone after this year, but the majority of our starters, all conference players, all Americans will be back next year.
This year I thought we were the concern coming into the season was our defense and some of the holes that I thought were there because of graduating seniors, but I thought that was actually one of our strengths by the end of the year was our defense. So we'll take a look at our team coming in next year. I think that we have some areas that we definitely need to address, but our expectations are still what they've always been, and that's to win the ALC again and get to a national championship.